Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Tony Plays The Binding of Isaac. Hope everyone's doing alright. Everyone gets to enjoy their day nice and lovely. You know how it is, you know how it be. Hope everyone's chilling. I myself am doing alright. Quite okay. This lovely Friday. Hopefully this video comes out on a Sunday. Okay. I was gonna say, hopefully this video should come out Saturday. That's what I meant to say, accidentally said Sunday. Okay, I'm stupid. Anyways, hope everyone's doing alright. I myself am chilling. Okay. You have to, because if I get Ipecac, Loki's horns, I'm going to accidentally kill myself. As long as I play this safe, I think I should be goated, Loki. If I'm being honest. Plus, we get to min-max this run to my heart's content, which is a great thing, in my opinion. It's just, my bad. I realized I got a little caught off guard by the Isaac thing. I completely forgot to, like, not give a proper intro, but, you know, I completely forgot to, like, I guess go about, hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing all right. I'm chilling myself. Started off an Isaac run with an Ipecac. That's pretty good. Hope everyone's doing lovely on this fine Friday. Well, Saturday, technically. I'm recording on Friday. I am not tired. I guess I kind of am tired. I did record and stay up a little bit later than I probably should have yesterday, so I am suffering the consequences, one might say, to a degree. Truth be told, just kind of want to go to bed, get the day over with, go to bed. But you know what, man? Might not happen. We gotta get, you know, we gotta work on a whole bunch of stuff here. We got a Jacob and Esau to grind out. Now, luckily, as you guys have seen, last episode had an actually really good Jacob and Esau run. I'm hoping we can have a same kind of situation here, where this episode we can have a really good Jacob and Esau run. I don't have to worry about any BS crowding me or stuff like that. I'm just able to play these guys, enjoy the game, have fun. You know how it is. Didn't have, I kind of did have some, I was curious. I had some ideas for kind of actually, not what I wanted to talk about. I guess kind of what I wanted to talk about, but, you know, just things to kind of rant about and shit like that. One of them was, I'm not sure. I will propose the question just to, maybe just so you guys know what I'm trying to talk about here, but it's nothing that I, in my brain, thought, yeah, I'll probably fully cover it. But I was kind of thinking, because I recently, saw a tweet. In case you guys aren't aware, I will full-fledged, like, just be out with it. I, at one point in time, was a very huge Kanye West fan. And then bro decided to go off the deep end, and now I don't agree with anything he says. But, you know, it sucks because, like I said, at one point he was easily one of my favorite artists, like, of all time. And I recently saw a tweet of him talking about one of my other favorite artists of all time. Honestly, like, what he was doing is that he was just, like, completely shitting on one Kendrick Lamar and also Tyler the Creator, talking about how specifically for Kendrick, he said, like, Kendrick is just like a pawn in this whole, you know, like the whole people that are like the Illuminati's real, the executives, the higher, I guess executives, low-key, I'm kind of like, you know, he might not be wrong. If, like, you know, there are people with large amounts of money able to sway certain things, certain aspects of life, you know, that's for damn sure. But more so, I'm talking about, like, he's over here talking about how bro is a pawn in, like, the world's game or whatever, trying to be against him. And one of the mentions, where are we? Basement 2. Let's use it. Caves 2. Let's use it on Caves 2. But dude, it's just like, one, it's kind of like, you know, I think bro has just gone off the deep end entirely. Bro is just like dead ass just insane. Like he doesn't really kind of know what the hell he's talking about half the time, which kind of sucks, because it's kind of like that one thing where it's like, oh, you hate to see it happen. You hate to see one of your favorite artists just kind of lose their fucking mind over, you know, aspects of their life or something like that. It sucks, in my opinion, as someone who once was a huge fan. But it brought up another thing, because in the tweet that was said, bro was talking about how his last album, the album before Not Like Us, so that would be Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, didn't do that well. And then also, once again, album post Not Like Us, so GNX, also didn't do that well. It, like, you know, flopped, I guess would be like the word or the verbiage used. And I gotta say, like, in my mind, I had a thought process, you know? In my mind, I was thinking, like, I think if we're being honest, like, critically acclaimed wise, you know, not critically acclaimed wise, but like, what's the word I'm trying to think? I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to say here, but I'm a little dumb. But pretty much my thought process was, nothing here is good enough for me to want to take. My whole thought process was like, essentially like, bro is, one, going off the deep end, he's losing his damn mind, but also like, two, if we're being honest, but like, I don't think you need me to say, oh, we did miss out on the Eternal Heart because I forgot it existed. I think commercially, people were not the biggest fans of Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Why that may be, it's a very, not open, I guess it kind of is a very open album, you know? It's essentially Kendrick Lamar being completely open about his life and stuff over a microphone, you know? About like how he feels as an artist. And one of my favorite songs personally is Savior. That is something that's kind of not blown up recently, but you know, I think with certain actions recently, people have started to look towards that song as like, But if we're being honest here, you know, like me personally, love Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Easily, I gotta say, probably my second favorite Kendrick Lamar album, next to To Pimp a Butterfly. And I'm not like some To Pimp a Butterfly purist, like, oh, that entire album is just like absolutely peak in some form. I mean, it is very good. Let's just do that. Let's just do that. Okay. Now we're gonna have to Satanic Bible. But what I'm talking about here is like, very good album, in my opinion. I absolutely love Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Tip of a Butterfly, in my opinion, also a very, very, very good album. But the whole like thing was, commercially, because he is so open about stuff, and I'm not gonna say it's an uncomfortable album to listen to, because me personally, I think at one point for me it was, you know, but now it's not. Like, it makes sense, you know? Bro is just being very open about his life and how he feels over a microphone. It's a very good album, if we're being honest. Like, not if we're being honest, but like, you know, in my opinion, in my personal subjective opinion, it's a very good album. There's a whole bunch of preamble for just what the hell I'm about to talk about here. I apologize, but you gotta let me get to the point at some point. It's a very good album. In my opinion, easily one of his best. Honestly, I know I said it's like my second favorite, right behind To Pimp a Butterfly, but depending on the day, that might switch around. Like, unironically, depending on the day, I might say it goes to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, because that is peak. If I'm being personal here, I think it's a very good record. And all this to say, essentially, all this preamble, my apologies, I'm just getting not ahead of myself, but like I'm starting to like overthink and stuff. All of this to say, essentially, it is a very, very good record, in my opinion, one of, if not his best to date. Yet it is held highly, it is held like of the opinion, it's a common opinion that, I guess not even an opinion, that it did not do as successful, you know, it didn't have as many like #1 hits or stuff like that. Commercially, it wasn't as successful as like his previous album, Damn, or like Good Kid, Mad City or something, you know what I mean? And a part of that kind of just like made me think like, one, this is a very, very true statement. I'm pretty sure you can just like look it up. You can just look up the not the records, but you know, you can look up the shit I'm talking about, and I think I would be proven right in what I'm saying. Commercially, album did not do as well as the others. However, a part of me was thinking like, yeah, commercially it didn't do that well, but like if we're being honest, if we're being for real here, and then that's where it like clicked for me. That's where the whole point of this thing clicked for me, is objectivity, you know what I mean? Because in my mind I was thinking like, look, if we're being real here, if we're being objective, like objectively speaking, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is absolutely the better album compared to like Damn or something like that. And in my mind I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. But then I put some thought to it and I was like, objectively speaking, huh? But there's probably a whole bunch of people out there that might not think the same, you know what I mean? I would say objectively speaking, but like, the more I put thought into it, the more I'm like, that is a dumb argument. Forgive me for, you know, sounding mean here in saying this, but honestly, it's just kind of how I feel. The more I start thinking about it, the more I'm like trying to rate something objectively as like, oh, that was actually the worst damage I think I've taken in a long time. Trying to rate something objectively, just, I don't think you can do it, brother. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, that's just, I don't think that's how liking something or like thinking about things kind of works to a degree. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard for me to explain my thoughts here, but something comes to mind where it's like, I think I've mentioned this before. I think I have mentioned this before because I remember hearing people talk about like how objectively speaking, you know, like, oh, in the aeroplane over the ocean, Neutral Milk Hotel or whatever they're called, very good album, very good artist. One of like, you know, some people might be like, that's one of the greatest albums ever made, you have to listen to it. And I've listened to that album on multiple occasions, but I just cannot for the fucking life of me get into it, dude. You know what I mean? It's just not something about it like it's something bad about it, but it just doesn't hit me the same way other art kind of does. You know what I mean? You picking up what I'm putting down, or does that not make sense? I just realized I have had Esau, or I have had Jacob absolutely stacked with items so far, and that is purely because of the fact that I have Ipecac on, bro. So like, you know what I mean? I have Ipecac on him. It's like I don't need to give him any more items, and if I do, I'm at low-key at greater risk of hurting myself than I am of benefiting anything. There you go. But dude, like, a part of me remembers this. A part of me is remembering that I've kind of had this conversation before, or at least a part of this conversation regarding like Neutral Milk Hotel. And it's just like, I don't I don't know, man. Like, I feel like you just cannot objectively rank things. I think the more I put my thought into it, the more of like, not a stupid, it's like it's just something that can't be done. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense for that to be a thing, to objectively rank something as like, oh, this is better than this. Okay, honestly, I have to grab it as bro, because otherwise I will die if I have another Kane's Eye Ipecac shot accidentally kill me. You know what I mean? Oh my god, bro locked in. Bro absolutely schlocked in for that one. But it's just like, I don't know, man, because a part of me is kind of like thinking, I'm gonna be real with you, a part of me is thinking this because, one, if we're being honest, we have kind of not the opposite, but like his technically Kanye's second last album, Vultures 1. There are a few songs on there that I like. However, if I'm being honest with you, I don't like that. Honestly, I'm sorry, I cannot take Jupiter. Why? I hate the item. Like the whole, like it's an irrational anger of mine, I guess, but like I hate that item, bro. My ass is not grabbing it. But it's just like, dude, like I don't know what to tell you, truth be told. But like Vultures 1, it was okay. It definitely wasn't as good as any other previous record. And then it definitely hurts me to say, but if we're talking Vultures 2, I just didn't listen to that. You know, you had bro using like AI verses of himself and releasing that to the public as like, yep, this is my album. It sucks, dude. You know what I mean? Not to get onto like an AI rant or anything, I don't think is the time. It's definitely not the time for me to be doing something like that, but I'm gonna be fucking real with you, bro. AI fucking sucks. That shit blows. I hate it. With a passion, with a burning passion, truth be told. You can absolutely quote me on that shit, because I will not stand down from that take. If we're talking AI art forms, you know what I mean? If you could even fucking call it that, because God knows whatever that's making, in my eyes, I don't fucking see it as art. But like, you know, I remember mentioning before, trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I know the words that I've spoken out loud to a degree, and I remember saying previously, yeah, I think AI could be useful. It could be great for supplementing tasks for people, or just, you know, in general, of like a supplemental use to help you, not to rely on. Now, something like AI art, you know, not to get all avant-garde on y'all or anything like that, but I'm just gonna speak from the heart. I'm gonna speak from the fucking soul when I say this here. I think art is an amazing aspect of life, of culture, you know, of how we live. It is an absolutely integral part of society and many other things. You know what I mean? Art can speak to you. Art can make you feel certain emotions. And at least to me, a definite part that that makes me enjoy it more is knowing the fact that another, you know, one, I never had to think about it too much, considering the fact that this hasn't been a thing up until recently. But a part of me that enjoys the art form so much is knowing that it was made by another person. You know what I mean? It was something that was created, brought onto this plane of existence by a whole ass like human doing something with their life, or something. You know what I mean? Art can speak to the soul a certain way, whether it be art in the form of, you know, music. One of my favorite songs of all time, Contact by Daft Punk. The fact knowing that a song like that, even though there weren't no, like, there is technically voice, but there's no like verses or a chorus or anything like that. It's, if anything, it is just sound, you know, as is all music, but like, if I'm talking about Contact specifically, it is just like sound. If you've heard the song, you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. It's like rough. It's got like a rise. It's great. It's an absolutely great song in my opinion. The part that like hits a little extra hard is knowing that that was the work of humans. You know what I mean? Because in how it sounds, it's beautiful in my opinion. I absolutely love it. I think it sounds amazing. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. And if we're talking like, I guess other things, maybe not one of my favorite songs of all time, but it's a song that I absolutely love. I love singing this song. I think it is an insanely well-made song. Mirrors, you know, JT, Justin Timberlake, Mirrors. That song is beautiful. I will sing my heart out to that song any given opportunity, to do so. And now, once again, this is something, these are thoughts I've had like looking back, because this is something that we've never really had to worry about, was the fact that he sang that song with his beautiful voice. He made such a good song. It's, like, it's just, I feel like it's hard to put it into exact words, but to me, it all makes sense. So I hope it makes sense to you guys. But just the fact that a human made something, you know what I mean? Once again, not to get all avant-garde or like philosophical on y'all, but like, it's just, something about it feels so magnificent, so great, knowing that even though I don't have the skill set to have made a song like that, there are people, there are individuals in this world that do, and have done it. You know, Tomas and Guy Manuel made, what's it called? Contact. Absolutely amazing song. I love it. One of my favorites, if not probably my favorite song all time. And it just, even though it is very cluttered, it's very noisy, and it's kind of all over the place to a degree, it has structure. It feels grandiose in a amazing way that cannot be, sorry, give me a second, I'm just pausing real quick because I need to do something real quick. But it just feels so grandiose in a way that can't be matched by AI, you know? If I knew that this wasn't made by a human, but instead someone put a prompt into artificial intelligence to like mimic this or make something that sounds like this, a part of me doesn't like it as much anymore. And I know, it's just my thoughts. It's just my thoughts. Give me a second. Like, it's just so peak. It's just so peak. It's so beautiful. And I know some people might be out there saying, oh, well, Daft Punk, they use things like synthesizers. You know what I mean? That's not a real instrument. Like, there's the whole argument of like music purists that talk about how like using a computer and instead of recording live real instruments, it's not the same. You're not making real music. Or there's also people, in my opinion, really dumb people, that are of the opinion that using something like what's it called, like the art of sampling isn't an art form, or like, you're not making real music, you're just kind of chopping up and taking other songs and implementing them into your own. And I will say, to a degree, I think there is a valid argument for that. There are definitely songs out there that use sampling in my opinion, a not good way. It's essentially ripping the song. Hello? She didn't do the voice line, bro. They're essentially just like ripping the song, kind of, not word for word or bar for bar necessarily, but like, it's not that good. One of the songs I can think of off rip, as in my opinion, it's a bad or misuse of sampling, is I forgot what it's called, but it's a Jack Harlow song. Or it's like, Glamorous. It samples Glamorous, I believe. Which in my opinion, very good song. Downside comes from the fact that the sample is literally just damn near the entire song, like, again. Like it's, you know what I mean? You kind of picking up what I'm putting down here? The sample, like, the way Jack Harlow on the song, essentially, he speaks some words and then lets the sample, like, do the rest of the talking. And I'm gonna be honest here, it doesn't sit right with me, but, like, if it's a lazy use of sampling. I forget the actual name of the song. So, brother, why the hell are you holding Ouroboros worm? One, I think you should hold that, and then two, I think I should hold that. Okay, but it's a lazy use of sampling, in my opinion. I don't want to say it's what gives sampling a bad rap, but, like, low key, if we're being honest here, that's kind of exactly how it goes down, is that if there's one bad example of something, people will always love to point to that as, like, a devalue of the art form. If, you know, I don't want to start a war or anything, because I know there are certain individuals out there that may not agree with this take or this statement. And to that I say, you know, oh fucking well, you know. It's like the same kind of people that devalue certain rap music or, like, artists because of the fact that they listen to one song, and then if they ever want to have an argument against that sort of deal, they point to one single thing. You know what I mean? Like, trust me, I have seen, specifically Redditors, once again, Tony goes on the Redditor hate train, and you can't stop me because I truly do fucking hate them with a passion. But I have seen, like, real people that exist in the real world, Redditors, go and shit on a song or, like, a genre of music, like rap or hip hop, and they still quote things like, oh, you know, Gucci Gang, you know, oh, that song is so horrible, you know. And it's like, brother, who is listening to Lil Pump in the Big 25? You know what I mean? Who the absolute fuck is listening to Lil Pump in the year of our Lord 2025? Like, it's not real. You are mad at something that doesn't exist. You know what I mean? Like, these people that listen to Lil Pump and play that all the time, these motherfuckers don't exist, and they will use that as an argument as to, like, why rap music is bad. It's like, you want to see why rap music's bad? Listen to fucking this song. You know what I mean? And it's like, bro, like, it's one, you, like, what's the fucking word I'm thinking of? You're taking the worst of the worst and using that as to fund your argument. You know what I mean? You wanna, like, I could point out to you, for one bad rap song, I could point out to you, like, fucking 3 other absolutely amazing ones. How Much a Dollar Cost? Absolutely amazing song by Kendrick Lamar. Wesley's Theory. You know what I mean? Ghost Town, Kanye West. Once again, guy's a dickhead, but he made good music. He made a lot of really good music at a certain point in his life. Through the Wire. Absolutely beautiful use of sampling. Now, honestly, you could take a whole bunch of The College Dropout and say there's an amazing use of sampling fucking there. You know what I mean? Like I said, I could point out to you a whole bunch of amazing songs for every, like, oh, one bad song that exists out there. And it's just like, you can't just devolve your whole argument. I might die, by the way. And if I do die, oh well, so be it. You can't just devolve your whole argument to, oh, well, this one song is bad, so the whole genre is bad, or these artists, you know, suck. And it's like, brother, like, you haven't even listened to, like, the good shit. You know what I mean? I will say, I used to be a hypocrite in this sense, to a degree, where I was talking about, like, strawberries. You know what I mean? I, in my whole life, used to hate strawberries. Never ate them. Never had them. So a part of me's like, oh, why would it, you know, I would never want it because my brother said he didn't like them. So I was like, okay, I don't like strawberries. I like strawberry flavored things like strawberry milk and shit, but strawberries themselves never had, due to the fact that my brother said they weren't good, so I never tried it. And I would go my whole life shitting on them, like, oh, they're not even good. I don't like them. I don't think, oh shit, I don't think they're that good. But in the end, I tried them and I'm like, hey, it's not that bad actually. Who would have guessed? You know, you can't shit on something you never tried, one. But also, you can't just boil down your whole argument against something to, you gotta take, you know, you gotta get a fucking sample size, brother. You know what I mean? Trust me, I could go on about hating Redditors and their stupid ass fucking opinions on different, you know, there's a whole subreddit dedicated to it called like Rap More Like Crap. And and that subreddit is ironic. It posts about people hating on, it's posts mocking people hating on like rap and stuff like that, but neither here nor there. Anyways, we died. I'm sorry. What can you do? I want to thank y'all for watching. If you guys did enjoy, I greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good day and or good night, depending on the time you're viewing this. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.